Yes, the Boohoo effect here. I'm on my home PC now. I can respond to some videos directed towards myself and be recording off of their own words and videos and comments and whatnot. So I don't do that on my phone, but I do it when I'm in my office. All right. Now, Elliot has been in an intense rage fest against myself. He is dedicated to basically try to twist what I'm saying, and he tries to create a platform to turn the roles around, to say that I'm the aggressor and he's the victim, more or less. But here, he's got a video. He's posted this a few weeks ago. It's entitled, Boohoo Accuses Me, see all caps for emphasis here, of stalking while actively stalking. Where am I stalking you at, Elliot? Now, if you're referring to when you make death threats towards people on the internet or against government officials, yes, your full name will be listed somewhere because you are a danger and people like you should be exposed. But if you're referring to me just going over some comments, like what are you talking about here? You're playing a video of mine.
I wouldn't doubt one thing he says about
that's not stalking. If you post things...
See? What's he doing now?
Elliot, here's the thing. Here's what you're not getting. If you post things publicly, you are possibly being subjected for a response. Okay? Do you understand that? If you don't want to be responded to, then don't post things publicly. You got that? That's how that works. It's simple as that. All right? Now, there's a whole lot of preponderance of your aggression towards myself, and I'm going to respond to it. If you don't like it, then shut your midget mouth. But I know you won't, and that's fine. I respond when I want to, on my free time, and whom I choose to respond to. You don't dictate who I respond to. You got some control issues, and that's why you have a long-standing feud with Agent 19 and Montegraph, because of your expectations of what they should be doing, what they should be saying, according to how you're perceiving them. You're not going to control me. I'll tell you that right out of the gate. I've been doing this a long time. And people like you are all the same. You are a bully because you can't handle real life. You are not a real man, Elliot. It's obvious. Otherwise, you would not be acting the way that you do online. You would not be behaving in this manner. You are a very insecure, angry midget. And I've seen some pictures of you, of a video Felix posted. You are a little, tiny little man with little midget muscles under a layer of 1.5 inches fat. Okay? I could see your problem right there, right out of the gate. You got some security problems as being a man. Your manhood is threatened, and you're taking your aggression out on the internet. You're lashing out at anybody that dares challenges Elliot because you're safe at home. And you are the stalker. You have been on Trollup Rullez, his pages, his video pages, stalking with him. Trollup is a complete, sick, bona fide stalker. We know that. And you join him. That's who you're joined up with. He stalks people with no provocation whatsoever. Nothing personal has ever been evoked upon Trolley Rulle. He picks fights at random, and he has no beef, no dog in any fight. He picks fights and stalks them because that's who Trollup is. He enjoys it. He's a true stalker. This is not even out of revenge. This is not a vendetta. He's got stalking in his blood, and you join him. He stalks Braden Landon. He's posting up his van. He stalks Frank Jardim and his family, and you join him. And you're calling Braden, in which I'm not. You're calling him, you're making references that he's a homosexual. All right, that he's a pedo. And you need to look at your own associates, Elliot, because you got a guy pretending to be a woman. You are seen on Night Sabers pages, backing him up, supporting him, evading the fact of what he's doing as far as impersonating that little girl. Why? It's simple. To catfish girls his age, because he's a pedo. Okay? Von Helton knows who he is. He says he has a record. He has sexual offenses, and that's who you support, because you have not called out Night Sabers. Instead, you've called out myself for calling out Night Sabers. You are trying to derail myself on calling out Night Sabers, and that is supporting Night Sabers. You're protecting them. It may not be direct, but you're protecting them, Elliot, and you don't like it. Let's listen to a little bit. I think you're just replaying my video here.
A pedo, basically. Pedo ban.
Yes, that was you on Trollup Rullez' video thread, stalking Braden Landon. That's what you're doing. And if you feel like you're being stalked, then don't post things publicly.
Sabers, let's see who is commenting on his thread.
Yes, this is not stalking. This is highlighting you commenting on Night Sabers video threads. Now, why is that, Elliot? You've never answered that. You don't answer to your wrongdoing. Instead, you evade and try to derail the subject at hand. Exactly like Trollup. Because you can't answer what I bring out. Because I'm here for honorable reasons. You're here to get attention, to stalk people, to support those who stalks children and family. You support Tracy. I proved without a shadow of a doubt that she stalks children. Instead, you change the subject and you support Tracy. And you attack those calling her out for things she shouldn't be doing. Okay?
There we go.
Yep, this whole video.
Skates, porn, and just trying to ruin my fucking life.
Let's see what we got going here. You got some vocals here.
Everybody calling me a whore, attaching my face and name to some random skates, porn, and just trying to ruin my fucking life. I mean, there were blogs, there were websites, and this guy was part of that whole stalking of my children. During the time when my children were posted up in videos, he was friends with him. And he didn't say anything at the time.
Okay, I don't know if that's Katie's voice is disguised, is deepened, but I believe the context of that vocal, those vocals I was just playing, those expressions, was in reference to Katie's kids being stalked. And guess who stalked them? Guess who stalked them? Who partook in that stalking of those children that I defended? You see, Katie is bringing out here that I should have defended her kids sooner. But I did defend her kids sooner. I defended her kids right out of the gate when Tracy, and at that time Pam, in which Pam admits to this and is sorry for it, for making them Smurfs, putting the kid's head on Smurfs and post them in a video that Tracy supported right out of the gate. I went on that video thread and called him out. I did defend Katie's kids. You're playing old videos, old troll videos. I'm sorry, but I am not going to battle your enemies that you choose, Elliot. When I squash something, if there's an agreement for peace, the pursuit of peace and happiness, right? I'll take that route as long as they cease in their attacks, right? I'm calling you out now. I'm calling Tracy out. I'm calling Trollup out. I'm not defending you. I'm not fighting your battles. My deal with Katie is over, and you're going to have to just lump that, Elliot. I'm going to continue to call you out, and you support pedos. You support Night Sabers. You support Tracy. She stalks children. Do you want me to post more evidence of Tracy stalking children? That's who you support. Every time you go on her thread and support her, every time you go on Trollup's thread and support him, you support child stalking family stalking activities. All right. Let's go to some comments. Okay, Elliot here says, so as we can clearly see, Braden, see, you're calling me Braden. I told you I'm not Braden. You're stalking an innocent person. Is doing to me what he's done to so many before me. No, prove it. Prove that I stalk people. I've never stalked family members. I've never stalked children. And that's who you support. People that does that very thing. Stalk children and their family members. You support Tracy. You're a hypocrite. You're grasping. You're desperate. Because you're angry. You're upset. You're trying to lash out and get revenge. And it's not working. Notice everything is just past arguments. People that I've went up against that had said some, let's just say, inaccurate things. But you got no proof yourself, do you? Do you, Elliot? He's stalked Katie. Really? I've called out Katie. We've had our arguments. He now can't speak on that because his beloved mistress Katie. Oh, so now, see? You see how this guy lies? He's saying that Katie's my mistress. Where's the proof of that? You see? This is what Elliot does. He tells lies. He slanders when he's upset and proven wrong. When he's called out. Katie holds a leash on his testicles. No. I'm sorry, but that's not true. I came with a peaceful agreement with Katie. Something that a Christian like yourself should agree with. To love your enemies, to love your neighbors. To love God is to love your enemies, your neighbors, right? Isn't that right, Elliot, huh? No. The fact is, Elliot, that you hang on to Tracy's skirt. You're constantly tattletelling like Trollup Rullez. Trolley Rulle. And saying, oh, this person made a video about you. That's hiding behind her skirt because you're a little bitch. You are. And you took the Nita agent. We'll get into that on another video, but you took the Nita agent. The very thing that you accuse me of, Elliot. You're a hypocrite. I've came up with an amicable agreement with Agent 19 and Katie, and we're not at odds. We're at peace with it. Why aren't you? Because you have control issues, jealousy issues. You're upset because I'm now calling you out and not those two, right? I'm at peace with them. I talk to Katie on Skype. I have no issues with her. Unless she gives me a reason to have an issue. Other than that, I'm okay with her. I'll talk to her on Skype tonight. I have no problems with her. I'm a forgiving person. And when you keep attacking me, saying that, calling me that false dox, Braden, which I provided ample proof, which you're ignoring, you're stalking an innocent person. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with you stalking this innocent person, insinuating that he's a homosexual. Those are serious allegations. I take offense of that. The proof in the matter is I also defend Frank. And that's not my dox. That's not being pinned on me. But I also defend Frank Chardham. I have 7 years ago. And I'm doing it to this day. In 2022. Aren't I? I don't like anybody being stalked for no reason. An innocent person. I can understand if this guy was some, criminal on the internet, actually doing the things that you support, that you do, that Tracy does. But he's an innocent person. And I protect innocent people, unlike you. I'm here for honorable reasons. You, Elliot, are here for disgusting, diabolical, criminal activities. That's why you're here. And it spoke volumes of your character, Elliot, when you supported Night Sabers. When I called out Night Sabers and proved beyond a shadow of a doubt who he's about, because you're a newbie, you stood by him. You went to his page and made a public statement that you stand by him by supporting him and not calling him out. Okay? He cannot comment to Trollup Rullez vid because he knows Katie's testimony. You know what? Everything that Trollup Rullez puts out, I debunk. I caught him lying multiple times. I caught him on misinformation. He thought Monograph was Night Sabers. That shows you how much Trollup Rullez knows. I caught him lying about me twice. And he's the one that cannot produce evidence of his own claims. Prove that he's a woman. He can't. He wants me to speak, but he doesn't prove anything that I call him out on. He knowingly is stalking Frank Jardim, knowing that that's not Agent 19's docs. He admitted to Tiffany. Then he tried to backpedal 3 months later. That's what that guy's about. Trollup Rullez, Trollup Fools. He's a liar and a fraud. Look at his channel. He has no personal attachment to anybody he's ever called out, other than that he's a failed conspiracy theorist that abandoned his Aryan Empire's channel. Listen to those videos in Aryan Empires. He's a man. And you support that. You can cover up for him. Well, that's all I have on this one. We'll see you in the next one.